Why did the music teacher need a ladder? To reach the high notes. You know it's a good video when you forget to get the book you're about to talk about. Hey fam, so today I'm reviewing a book that I have the wrong way around. Popular by Maya van Wagenen. This book was sent to me by Penguin in exchange for an honest review, so thank you very much Penguin, and this is my honest review. Popular is a memoir about Maya. It's about her going into 8th grade and she finds a book in her dad's office about the 1950s, how to be popular. And so what she does is her mom convinces her to follow all of the tips and the tricks and the rules, and she's gonna apply them to her life in 8th grade and see where that puts her social status. So it's kind of an experiment to see if these tricks actually work, just to see if it'll make her popular in the end and how those results will affect her. So I read this like a day after receiving it, and it's a pretty short book. It's just under 300 pages, I believe, and honestly, I read this in one sitting. I absolutely loved it. I gave this book 4 stars. Let's talk about why. First of all, I'm going to talk about something kind of minor that was really important to me. This book actually has pictures, which I was totally not expecting, so I know that's like a minor thing that shouldn't even matter, but I was really excited. Had to mention that I loved the pictures. The reason why I loved the pictures so much is because I realized getting into this, there was a couple of moments in this story where I had to step back and convince myself that what I was reading was nonfiction, because a lot of times I started to become skeptical about the events in the book. There are a couple of bullying moments and overall just things that she describes happen to her that I was very confused as to whether that could actually occur. It seemed kind of unrealistic at points, which was very weird because it is nonfiction. Therefore, the pictures really added to the story, and you hear her describing all these wacky things, and then the next page you see a picture and you're like, oh, she actually did that. So it was very reassuring to see pictures, and even though sometimes I was really weirded out that things she was describing seemed a little bit too crazy, it in the end all worked out because there were pictures and it made sense. One thing I really like about this book is that it's told in chronological diary format. I'm not sure if this was done day to day as she experienced it, or if she went back through her life and decided to just write it chronologically like that, but I felt like in a journal format, with each chapter being a month and each little sub being a day, it went by really fast and it was just super fun to read overall, especially seeing the development through the months, how she copes with people making fun of her and or the way that she grows. Like I said, I read this in one sitting, and so the fact that I was so immersed into it, I think a lot has to do with the way it's laid out. I really applaud the way it's done. I don't think it could have been done any other way, but I still really enjoyed the diary format of this book. Like I mentioned, the reason I wanted to read this is because I was just so intrigued with the idea. Social experiments I just think are always fun, but especially done by a young person. I think it was just amazing to see someone experimenting with her classmates. This book touches a lot on what is popularity, doesn't matter, how do you achieve it? When you have it, what do you do with it? And I think it really explores some great topics involving the subject. A lot of teenagers can relate to Maya because she's not the popular person at the beginning of this book, and she's not someone that everyone assumes to be amazing and beautiful, which is typically the definition of popular. So seeing her be able to grow and the confidence that occurs in this, and just reading her opinions about popularity was just really eye-opening, and the way that you see it explored in this book is extremely interesting, especially I think for teenagers, because it's really eye-opening. Popularity is not as important as people say it is, and it can be achieved or maintained in ways that are not conventional or how the media portrays it, which I think is just great to show people that you don't have to be beautiful and funny and athletic to be popular. So I think this really touches on morally how to be a good person in order for people to like you or for you to be able to be popular, and you get to understand her definition of popularity in this, which I think is a very healthy definition. I really like the message this gave off, especially to the teenagers that read it. The first time I ever saw this book after hearing about it, it was actually at my school library, and I can only imagine someone picking that up and reading it and then realizing I don't have to be this big amazing person in order to be popular. If I just have the right attitude, I can still affect people in the same way and still have a good reputation around my name. And I think you have to read this book to fully understand the way that your attitude affects your popularity, and I would really recommend it because it does touch on topics that are as influential as that. And lastly, I think this is just an inspirational book. She was in 8th grade when she wrote this. She's currently my age now, so just hearing that and seeing that there are children, virtually children, that are writing books, and there are teenagers that are accomplishing their dreams, I can only imagine. Like I said, the first time I saw this book, it was at a school library, and it just makes me think of all the teenagers that read this and think, I can do it, because she talks the entire book. She loves English, she wants to be a writer, and this is her first book, and I'm sure there are more to come, and this just really inspires me, not even because of the content inside, but noticing this is written by a young person and seeing that these dreams are accomplishable. You can do it, and like, this is proof. I think Maya is such a great example for other teenagers, especially those who are wanting to publish their works, and she's just such an amazing girl because her personality is so fun, and she, again, just, I hope this inspires more teenagers all over the world that you can publish books. And even though that has nothing to do with the topic of this book, I still think it's really great that we're seeing more books from young people, and this, I think, will really influence teenagers, not only because it's talking about be a good person and the morals of the book itself are really on point, but just seeing her our age on the back cover, she's a junior in high school, I think that's just a great message to send to people that this is a real book from a really great company. And if I was a young person who was really wanting to be an author, I would just idolize this person because I think it's great that people are able to accomplish their dreams. So that is all for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know if you're gonna pick this book up. It has been out for over a year. You can find it virtually anywhere. I hope to see you next time, so until then, hope you're having a nice day. Bye bye. When do I ever say bye bye?